Welcome to Cultura Latina. Today we're going to give you a taste of Latin American art from across the region. We'll introduce you Latin art from past and present. Welcome to Cultura Latina, a cultural series giving you the what's what and who's who in Latin American art, food, cinema, and more. Our first stop is in Mexico. We're going to visit La Casa Azul or the Blue House, home of the emblematic painter Frida Kahlo.
This month marks the 60th anniversary of the death of Frida Kahlo, one of Mexico's most iconic cultural figures. Drawing thousands of admirers to her home each year, the figure is best known for her paintings.
I like knowing about artists from all over the world. One of the most famous from Mexico is Frida Kahlo, who's also very famous in Brazil.
In recent years, her works, image, and life have become a hot commodity, provoking what is known as Frida mania. Yet some say it was Kahlo's sincerity in her work that draws the crowds.
All her paintings tell us her story, so it's like a graphic biography of herself. So I guess that's why people make this close connection to Frida Kahlo as a character, because you know how she was, how she lived, which their passions and their ideals were when we see her paintings.
However, it is the political importance of Frida's life that perhaps set in motion Frida mania. Ironically, her popularity started in the United States with Mexican Americans.
In the United States with the Chicanas, because Chicanas started to paint Frida and be close to her, having her as a role model. She was always a liberal woman, but no one really paid attention to her as a figure, painter or a feminist.
The recognition that she and her husband, celebrated muralist Diego Rivera, gave to Mexico's cultural heritage in its most marginalized indigenous communities also plays a factor in her political symbolism.
I believe Diego, Frida, and other people from their time started to revalue popular art. When you're at Frida's house, you realize her tables are Mexican. There's many Mexican pottery. The two of them felt a great love for the Mexican people.
Biographers say the colorful, tumultuous, and vibrant life of this woman gives many an opportunity to reflect upon their own struggles.
We have many visitors from all over the world trying to discover a little bit more about Frida, her motivations, her passions, her life, and relate all these suffering, pain, and happiness she had into their own communities, and to make her like, to have a voice. And I guess that's how they relate to each other.
In recent years, undiscovered letters, works, and personal items of Kahlo have emerged, continuing to fuel the interest in her life and artistic work.
And now we get to Washington, D.C., inside the venerable Art Museum of the Americas, featuring the Eye of Colombia's Natalia Arias.
In 1917, the Art Museum of the Americas of the Organization of the American States was born, a museum united together by the American and Caribbean countries with the common goal of promoting democracy, human rights, peace, security, and development through art.
As an institution representing 34 countries based here in the United States, there was a need to have, within this mandate of promoting cultural identity within the organization and in the United States, there's a stronger presence, of course, from Latin America and the Caribbean. So that somehow was the justification of the creation of our collection, which evolved into a museum.
The museum began growing in 1940, and in 1976, its historic location on 18th Street Northwest became its permanent home, and soon became a museum that dedicated itself to attracting artists from all over the Americas to show what was happening in a region that people knew little about.
This museum played a key role in somehow channeling all this new talent of well-trained artists that were incorporating themselves to the major artistic trends, like globally, with a strong influence of Europe and the United States. But the whole purpose was precisely to somehow rein in this well-trained artists who had promising careers in their own countries, and have them have presence through exhibits at the museum.
Now, the museum focuses on using art to illustrate social and political issues and to break the misconceptions that people have about the region.
People tend to see Latin America as like this block of third world countries, and they don't understand a lot of the things that are happening there. So, for example, you see the works of Alejandro Cartagena today, this Mexican artist, which is mixing contemporary photography, cutting-edge technology to produce his work, with a socially relevant topic, that it's how cities are expanding and how Monterrey is expanding, and the situations of the carpoolers that we have behind us.
Alejandro Cartagena's Small Guide to Home Ownership and Carpoolers are photo gallery exhibitions that focus on life in the Mexican suburbs and puts a face to urban expansion in the country. Another exhibition on display at the museum is The Femininity Beyond Archetypes, where Colombian photographer Natalia Arias explores the social construction of femininity and how it is defined from culture to culture and highlights the imperfection of the female body.
So we want to bring to the audience not only a visual experience, but a learning experience in which they can connect with issues that are real, with things that happened.
But the museum hopes that in addition to promoting the core values of the Organization of the American States, that their artists from around the Americas have a chance to be exposed internationally. The exhibitions of Cartagena and Arias will run until the beginning of October.
Thanks for joining us. We hope you watch next week for a mouth-watering journey into fusion cuisine. See you then.